In our last session, we discussed installing BrightAuthor the very first time. In this session, I'd like to discuss a few settings that are important to note when using BrightAuthor the very first time. I'm going to double-click on the icon that was left on my desktop at installation to start BrightAuthor. And where I'd like you to pay attention in particular is here under the Edit menu, a Preferences menu choice. These tabs are where you can set application preferences. For example, the clock preferences. You can choose the language of your clock if you're using a version of BrightAuthor that supports other languages, and you can customize how the clock will appear on screen, how the month will be spelled, whether an abbreviation or the full version will be used, and the order of the month, day, and date. In North America, we tend to put month first followed by the day, but in other parts of the world there's a tendency to put the day first followed by the month, and so you can reorder those fields here and reorganize how months are displayed on screen in a digital signage presentation. And the same is true for the clock, whether the clock should be a 12-hour clock or a 24-hour clock, and how the clock data should be formatted on screen. Those settings are here under the Edit Preferences menu for clock. Most important, though, I'd like to draw your attention here to some network settings. BrightSign players can be managed over a network as well as locally. And we have multiple methods for managing players over the network. We refer to them as you see them labeled here in these three checkboxes: via the BrightSign Network Service, via BrightSign Local Networking, which means simply to manage your player over your local area network, or to use simple file networking, which is a method where you might use your own web server as a publishing point. In different versions of BrightAuthor at installation, some or others of these might have been turned on by the installer. This sometimes leads to confusion because BrightAuthor will adjust itself based on these selections. If I turn them all on, I'll get some new tabs here for managing content, where I may in fact be prompted to log into my BrightSign Network account if I have one. And again, this has led to some confusion with customers. If you don't have a BrightSign Network account and can't log in, simply cancel this screen and then go to your Edit Preferences, go to Networking, and turn off your BrightSign Network account access. In fact, I'll turn them all off for now. And BrightSign, the application, BrightAuthor, will clean itself up and remove from the user interface features that you don't intend to use. So probably the most important configuration step on first install is to go to Edit, go to Preferences, go to the Networking tab, and choose which, if any, of the BrightSign publishing methods you intend to use. I'll turn them all on for now, and going forward, most of those options will be available to us as we conclude additional training. Other than that setting, BrightAuthor installs pretty much ready to use. There's a File, Edit, Tools, and Help menu, which we'll go through in the course of other training here in the future. But really there's no other settings that need to be taken into account at this time.